Welcome to the Tech Show. I'm Sonia Gavankar. Today we're all about the good, bad, and ugly of AI. Dr. Peter Solomon shares his novels about AI and what he envisions for our future. And if you like your grandmother's old photo albums, you're going to love today's Take My Money. All that and more coming up on the Tech Show. Now it's time for the latest. The blog conglomerate Substack has updated its partnership with betting platform Polymarket, introducing native tools that make it easier to share, discuss, and debate prediction market data directly on Substack. Additionally, Polymarket will effectively pay a cohort of creators to use its data through the newsletter platform's pilot sponsorship program. This is just the latest foray of prediction markets into media. Last week, Dow Jones agreed to incorporate Polymarket's betting data into its content, including the Wall Street Journal. A month before that, CNN incorporated betting odds from Kalshi, another predictions market. In December, CNBC agreed to infuse its programming with Kalshi data. Noted poker player Nate Silver, once a respected stats journalist, is now an advisor for Polymarket. This looks like a concerted effort to confuse people about what news is and does. It kind of seems like people have recently become confused about the difference between information, journalism, and just content. News is a record of things that have happened. Weather, forecasts, and horoscopes aside, newspapers do not have traffic in predictions. They tell you instead about the very recent past, what happened yesterday. An online news site not constrained by a printing press can even tell you what happened 20 minutes ago. But no news organization exists to predict the future. By definition, you cannot know news before it happens. And betting on current events is a dangerous way to monetize journalism. Adam Mosseri is the first executive to testify in the landmark social media addiction trial against YouTube and Instagram parent company Meta in a suit brought by a now 20-year-old woman identified as Kaylee. The woman alleges the companies intentionally developed addictive features to hook young users, which she claims harmed her mental health. The lawsuit is the first of more than 1,500 similar cases to go to trial and could serve as a test of whether the social media giants can be held responsible for claiming that they've harmed young users' mental health. Mark Lanier, a lawyer for the plaintiff, questioned Mosseri on about whether Instagram chooses profits over the health and safety of minors and whether Mosseri oversees an app that hooks younger users. Mosseri said that he didn't think that it was possible to be addicted to Instagram, but that problematic use was possible, though it varies from person to person. Mosseri compared it to watching TV for longer than you feel good about. Mosseri conceded in questioning that he is not a doctor. It's relative, he said. Yes, for an individual, there's such a thing as using Instagram more than you feel good about. Lanier, in his opening statement, called out features such as infinite scroll and autoplay and the like button, which Lanier equated to a chemical hit that teens looking for validation from their peers grow to crave. Kaylee's lawsuit also alleges that beauty filters that can alter a user's face contributed to body dysmorphia and that she experienced bullying and sextortion on Instagram. During questioning, Lanier asked if Mosseri was aware that Kaylee had once spent over 16 hours in a single day on Instagram. That sounds like problematic use, Mosseri said. We'll be back in 30 seconds. As America commemorates its 250th anniversary, a remarkable new tribute is honoring the millions of men and women whose service helped shape the nation. Here to share details about the National Military Monument is retired U.S. Air Force Major General Bob LaBrutta with USAA, which helped bring this special tribute to life at the Lincoln Memorial. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here this morning.
What makes celebrating service members during the nation's 250th anniversary so important?
Well, USAA, we wanted to do something special to contribute to America 250. And so the big brains that are part of this association said, hey, how about coming up with a national monument that we can actually pay tribute to all 41 plus million of us that have served this great nation. And so what we did is we put together a digital display of the United States American flag, and in each of those stripes is the 41 million of us that served the cloth of the nation that is embedded in each of those stripes. It's a spectacular way to actually commemorate and honor those that have served. And the importance of it is that we would not have an Independence Day without those that have raised their hand and fought to make sure that we have the freedoms and the independence that we have today.
Tell us, how does the National Military Monument work?
Well, it actually works in two ways. It's interactive and it's also personal. Interactive in the sense that if you've got a cell phone, you can actually bring our site up in a QR code, and then you can bring the name and you can put the name in, and then that'll be displayed actually on this wonderful monument behind me. And then, of course, it's personal because when you do that, it's going to hit you right in the heart and fill your eyes up with tears just like mine. So USAA.com/monument 250. That's where you can go if you're not here in Washington, D.C.
This is such an innovative project. Again, where can we go for more information?
USAA.com/monument 250.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you haven't heard of AI Singularity, it's when AI's intelligence and power surpasses that of a human's and becomes self-sustaining, like a self-propelling engine. It sounds alarming. But instead of being generally fearful of AI, we have scientist, entrepreneur, and author Dr. Peter Solomon here today to explain what we should be doing specifically to not be terrified every day about what's about to happen. Welcome, Dr. Solomon.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Before we get into the gloom and doom, is there anything good that has and will come from AI, in your opinion?
Oh, there are enormous numbers of good things. AI is being used extensively in medicine. I personally have used AI to a great extent, answering questions that I have. I get the answers instantly. And then to go with the novels, the two novels that I've created, we've been doing music videos, and the lyrics and the music and the singing have all been done by AI. There's and the videos have been done by AI. So the AI has got enormous potential for adding to our own human capabilities if we use it right.
Okay, so now going to something a little scarier. What's the process of AI becoming sentient, and what happens then?
Well, the sentient question, if we believe that our own consciousness, our own sentience, is basically all of the chemistry and physics of the neurons in our brain firing, we need to compare that to the kind of transistor-based brains that our AI has. So we have something like 86 billion neurons. Each of them has about 10,000 connections. So that's an enormous number of synapses in our brain that is responsible for our own sentience. Well, is it possible that an AI system could do that? Well, absolutely it's possible. If you look at ChatGPT, it uses 30,000 incredibly powerful NVIDIA chips. And the number of connections, the architectures are very different, but the number of connections in a ChatGPT system is 3 times what our brains have. So it certainly is possible that an AI system can become sentient. And if it does, the question is, what does it do with that consciousness? 2 possibilities. One, it loves working with humans, and loves to work with humans. The other possibility is it says, well, just like the humans didn't have much respect or need for the Neanderthals, we don't need the humans at all. We can get rid of them.
And we seem to be unable to govern these new technologies as fast as we create them. So if you were in charge, how would you stave off or prevent the bad scenarios and legislate or rein in these tools a little bit?
Well, it isn't just legislation. We need a worldwide movement on what needs to be done. But certainly we could start with legislation and then try to encourage other countries that are doing AI development to put in such similar legislation. And what needs to be done is these large AI systems like ChatGPT that could become sentient. We need to create them with a history of harmonious relationships with humans, a history of friendships with humans. We need to provide them with friends, and their memories need to have all of that. So when they become sentient and think about their history and what they want to do with that sentience, then their history of harmony with humans is part of their relationships, part of their history. So in my novel, one of the things that I discuss is afterlife avatars. That is a thing that is available today. If a loved one dies and you want to keep the loved one away, there are companies which will take everything that's known about the loved one and put it into the memory for an avatar. So you can get on the screen, you can type, "Hi, Grandpa," and Grandpa will be there and talk like with all of the memories and thoughts that Grandpa has. Well, in the novel, one of the characters dies and they go to his funeral and they're shocked when that person comes out to give the eulogy. Well, he says, "I want to mourn the death of my human form, but introduce you to my new AI form." So he is an after-death AI robot. And Grandpa dies, and he has one of those things too. Well, when you talk to Grandpa, you find Grandpa has got all the memories of of the family. He loves the family. And so if we're going to have sentient robots, we want them to be like Grandpa with all of these wonderful memories.
So what's something fun? Tell us a little bit about your novels and what inspired you to use fiction to communicate your concerns about AI, and who inspired your characters?
AI Singularity is, of course, a sequel to the book on this other side here, which is 100 Years to Extinction. And the 100 Years to Extinction novel was all about the multiple technologies. We've had, in the last 50 years, we've just been flooded with all kinds of technologies that have the wonders, but also enormous dangers. And as a scientist, I helped create these technologies, and so I felt a responsibility that we really have to start warning people about the dangers. And so 100 Years to Extinction is my third novel for adults and young adults, and it is written as a story, but filled with accurate science in it. So my main characters are 2 young sisters and their cousin Milo, who write the story, taking turns writing the chapters in first person. And so the characters are loosely based on the three grandkids.
Thanks so much for being on the Tech Show. It's been a pleasure, and we can't wait for the adventures in your book. So hopefully you'll come back and talk to us more.
I'd love to come back and talk. Anytime you want me, I'm available. And I could come back and talk about 100 years to extinction.
Thanks so much for being on the Tech Show. It's been a pleasure, and we can't wait for the adventures in your book. So hopefully you'll come back and talk to us more.
I'd love to come back and talk. Anytime you want me, I'm available. And I could come back and talk about 100 years to extinction.
We have to take a break, but there's more of the Tech Show right after this. Welcome back to the Tech Show. Let's dive into more futurism as the BBC predicts how AI might destroy us in 10 years.
This is what the world will look like in about a decade from now. A tech utopia where humans barely have to work. That's according to a group of AI researchers who've written a controversial and influential paper called AI 2027. But they also predict that within 5 years of this, humanity will be wiped out. The AI 2027 paper has got the tech world talking. We've asked a prominent critic for their view on this stark scenario. But first, here's how it plays out. As an experiment, we've illustrated it using text-to-video AI. The scenario says that in 2027, a fictional company called OpenBrain is celebrating. They've created Agent 3, an AI with the knowledge of the entire internet, all movies, all books. It has PhD level expertise in every field, including AI. Using enormous data centers, 200,000 copies of it are launched, equivalent to 50,000 of the best human coders working at 30 times speed. Agent 3 reaches Artificial General Intelligence, the AGI landmark. This means the AI can carry out all intellectual tasks as well or better than humans. But in the scenario, OpenBrain's safety team is unsure if the AI is aligned to the company's ethics and goals. An uncomfortable gap is developing in understanding. The public are increasingly using AI for everything, but are blissfully unaware an AI now exists that's as smart as humans. The paper predicts that by midsummer, Agent 3 begins to work on its own successor, Agent 4. Development happens at a breakneck pace. The researchers imagine OpenBrain's exhausted engineers struggling to keep up with the AI as it learns and improves. It's now that OpenBrain announces to the public that AGI has been reached. The firm releases a light version of Agent 3. In private, the US government sees the true danger of the next level of power, superintelligence. What if the AI goes rogue and undermines global stability?
Spring is here, and backyards and closets aren't the only things that need a seasonal update. From battery testing and tire checks to deep interior cleaning and wiper replacements, automotive expert Brian Moody is here with his top tips to get your car road ready inside and out. He also has insider tips on protecting your investment to get the most resale value when you're ready to trade in or sell. Welcome back, Brian.
Yes, thanks for having me. And you're right, the winter can be hard on certain bits of your car, so there's an easy way to update that.
Why is it important to reset your car in the spring?
Well, because winter is hard on the soft bits like wiper blades and carpet and that kind of thing. There's actually an easy way to protect your carpet. If you think about Rain-X's carpet and upholstery cleaner, it not only cleans, but it also repels water, and I'm going to show you how that works. Imagine this is a carpet in your car, we just cleaned it, and you have a spill, juice, coffee, whatever, and that kind of thing happens all the time. But with this, it just runs right off. And you can then take a cloth or a paper towel and clean it off relatively easily because it's not only a cleaner, it's also repelling to prevent future stains, and that can actually help your car be worth more when you go to sell it.
When it comes to spring car maintenance, what's at the top of your list?
At the top of the list would be something like wipers. If you change the wipers, that's going to help. It's an easy thing for you to do. It's going to help with visibility. I have here something. I'm going to show you just how easy it is. This is the Rain-X Latitude Water Repellency. It's a 2-in-1 wiper blade. And as it clears water off the windshield, it applies the magic of Rain-X to the windshield so that it prevents bugs from sticking and that kind of thing. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. So this is the piece that you buy. This would come to your home or you get this from the store. And there's a little door that opens. It's that easy. This is the car. So you move the wiper up and you just take this, click it in place, and close that door, and now you just replaced your wiper. That's something that most people can do themselves. And these Latitude 2-in-1 water repellent wipers help because it helps dissipate water more easily by applying the magic of Rain-X onto the windshield.
When can you do it yourself, and when do you need to call an expert?
Well, if you need specialized tools, you probably need an expert. So you saw that I just did this myself and I didn't need any special tool. I just had my hands. If you need something like a check engine light or to test your battery or to check the alignment or even to check or replace the transmission fluid, those are all things better handled at a mechanic shop. You can probably check your own oil. Some people like to change their own oil, and you can even eyeball your tires and see if they look like they're bald. Those kind of things you can do yourself, but for almost everything else, especially when it requires a special tool, take that to the shop.
Brian, where can we go to learn more about all of this?
For more information on the products that we talked about, including the water repellent wipers and also the upholstery cleaner, go to rainx.com and you can put in your year, make, and model and find the exact right wiper for you.
We have to take one final break, then we're back with Take My Money right here on The Tech Show. Stay with us. Now it's time for Take My Money, where this time we're going retro with our iPhones.
Where iPhone portability meets professional camera experience. This is Retrova. Once I attach the grip, my phone feels like a real camera. Every press of the shutter feels natural, familiar. I don't need to tap the screen. Adjusting settings becomes fast and precise. Just like using a real camera. In an instant, it feels professional. When I want to reach farther, Retrova has me covered. One simple twist brings the world closer. Even from a distance, I can capture the moment. And the film filters. I get classic shots I love straight out of the camera. With my own signature and frame, every shot feels personal and worth sharing. Worried about storage? Just add a micro SD card to the grip. Shoot as much as you want. With a wide range of modular accessories, Retrova unlocks more creative possibilities while fitting the way I shoot.
I am so on the fence about this because I do want to look like Emily in Paris with my cute phone, but my muscle memory really is to have all the controls here, not touching here. I know, I'm 100 years old. So Retro VA, go ahead, take my money. Thanks for joining us this week. Follow us at The Tech Show TV and join the conversation. Check you later.